I had something happen to me, and I cannot wait for you to hear the next podcast.
On this one?
On the one we're getting ready to do.
Ooh. And it's not a musician, huh?
It's not a musician. And this person came to me just out of the blue. Took me a minute to even do the interview because I totally wasn't prepared. And it's just someone that I've really admired my whole life.
Well, when it came through, it was like, doesn't surprise me. He seems very approachable. Very approachable.
Very approachable.
Hi, this is Brian White. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 24 of Celebrity Souls Speak, John F. Kennedy, Jr. My wife, Rene, is a medium, and I've been a radio personality for over 50 years. The other side established communication with us because they wish to stay in touch with this dimension. They know I truly love and respect music and the artists that perform it, and Rene is a big music fan as well, as I'm sure as John F. Kennedy Jr. was too.
Oh, thanks. You just ruined it for me.
I did?
I was going to say it. I don't think anybody's realized it because we didn't give them a very good hint.
Oh.
But that's okay.
Well, I just said John F. Kennedy Jr.
out of the bag. That's true. Let me go.
Okay, it's your turn.
Oh. I was watching a show about John F. Kennedy Jr. when it came through to me. I was taken aback as this hasn't happened before. I usually initiate contact with those souls I haven't spoken with before. I got nervous. I wasn't prepared to interview him, but I quickly got over it. He has a calming presence, and we had a lovely conversation. John, I'm 4 years older than you, and it's forever burned into my memory the day your father was buried. There you stood with your perfect little man suit, saluting your father as his casket passed by. My child heart went out to you then, as I couldn't imagine the pain you were dealing with at this young age. I observed as we grew, you to become the man you wanted to become, I believe, and me, well, my life was very different from yours. What was your life like as the president's son? John F. Kennedy Jr. said, very public. Always reporters around, waiting to ask the same mindless questions everybody asked. I grew up in that atmosphere, so I just ignored it, but Caroline had real difficulties with it. Well, I've read stories about you and your political aspirations, or should I say everyone else's political aspirations for you. There are quotes from your friends that you wanted to be in politics, but only as president. John says, oh yes, I didn't know for sure everything I wanted to do, but politics wasn't one of them. I realized after my review here that I was a creative soul and really not interested in all the fighting and arguing that goes with politics. My family didn't mind it, all the craziness. Guess I didn't get the politics gene. John continued, I know what you're doing, and hooray for you for taking up a cause that many will not embrace or even believe in. How can I help you? You are, just by speaking with me. John says, okay, I'm in. You've been a magazine publisher and a writer, correct? Yes, publisher is the past, writer is forever. Are you interviewing me now? John says, I know what it feels like to have a passion for something that does not work out for whatever reason. Well, what were your passions, John? John says, my wife and flying were the two biggest, and I die with my wife doing what I loved. From your view now, do you feel that piloting the plane was a mistake? Not a mistake, because that had to happen for us to end our journey there, but I wouldn't have chosen to have Lauren and Caroline there. It was not an easy death for any of us. Would you share your death and passing over experience? Not for any kind of sensationalism. We're just trying to show people that death, passing over, is a happy event and the continuation of your soul journey, not the end of it. Well, when you put it that way, I was so busy trying to pull the airplane out of the dead dive that I honestly did not have time to prepare. I was hoping we would be able to survive the crash and make it to land or be rescued. The girls were screaming in terror. They saw it happening, and that made it real for me. Not them, too. I remember thinking that when I realized we weren't going to recover. We hit the water, and I woke up here. My parents were here, and I was confused at first, and then I remembered they were dead. I was, too. Oh, I was concerned for the girls, but I was assured they were here, too, and with their guides. It was hard at first, even though I knew I was no longer a human on Earth. I didn't embrace this new adventure at first. I had too many things I was working on and too many people I didn't say goodbye to. After a while, you realize this is how it works most of the time. Here today, gone tomorrow. A good lesson for humans, always be prepared to leave. Say I love you, finish what you start without procrastinating, don't overload yourself, only take what you can finish, and always wear clean underwear if you wear it. What do you think of the world now? Well, that's a hard one. There's so much negativity going on despite the great strides that have been made in the last 4 years. There's no time here, so I can only use points of reference. The human race does not understand what's happening and why. I think you might have a good grasp of it from what I've heard. Yes, the Earth has to call. It happens when the Earth feels it needs a break and needs to reduce the load. This is a time for reflection, and there's very little reflection going on. John, it's 2021. You're 60 years old. You're still alive. Where are you? Ah, that's a hard one. I think we have an idea of how we want things to be, but life laughs when we make plans. That was a saying from someone. May not have the wording correct, but you get the point. I think it would be JFK Jr., just a guy who likes to fly and lives as he pleases. John, this has been an amazing experience. Thank you for talking to me. There's so much more I'd like to know if you would like to tell. John says, sure, anytime.
Thanks for joining us. Join Celebrity Souls Speak on Facebook at facebook.com/The Celebrity Souls Speak. And check out Renee's blog at commonsenseinwilmingtonnc.blogspot.com. Sense spelled CENTS.